Hey, hey, hey. Wait, let me just make sure that you can hear me.
I think we're live. Okay. Can you hear me well? Let me know in the comments. All right. So, hi. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are in New York. We are having a blast over here at Janet's Business Enterprising. And we are going to have so much fun today because we have a very tricky and exciting topic to talk about today. Let me just check if I'm live. Hi, Luimi. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Oh my God. You guys are so amazing. You're showing up. You're doing the things. Okay, so my name is Janet Soriano, and you are watching my weekly trainings on the Profitable Website program, the Profitable Moms in Business Facebook group. The Profitable Website program is my new program that I am actually going to be launching soon. So make sure you get on the wait list for the new and exciting program that I am going to be launching you, teaching you how to create a profitable website for your business. All right, so we are moms. We are here. I am here in New York City. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know what's the weather like where you're at. Is it sunny? Is it nice and shiny? Is it cold? Is it hot? Where in the world are you at, and what's the weather like? Let me know in the comments, and I will be looking at that. And today we're going to be talking about a very special topic, and something that really gets a lot of entrepreneurs very overwhelmed and overthinking a lot about things in their business. Let me just pull up my notes so I do not get confused about the topics today. So basically, I have various types of clients. I have high-end clients, and then I have people who are starting out, people who have been in business for more than 5 years, right? And they all come with this question to me: should I put my pricing? Should I put my pricing on my website, right? And if so, will that actually pull people away from actually speaking to me, right? And seeing the value that I can provide with my pricing? Or should I hide my pricing for my website and wait for them to get on a call with them and then tell them my pricing, right? And it can be very, very tricky to really understand like the pricing, how can you use pricing as a strategy of your business instead of something that is, so overwhelming and emotional, and you feel like that you're pricing too much for your services or you're undercharging, right? So you want to be really mindful of how you're strategizing your pricing, so you can be able to actually, yes, hit your income goals, but also not feeling that you're ripping people off of their money, right? Because of the service that you're providing, right? So pricing can be really emotional when you're starting out in your business, because sometimes when you start off, you don't have all the skill sets in place. You don't have all the belief in place that you have when you have 10 years or 5 years in business. So you believe that you can be charging high premium prices. But if I can tell you these 5 questions that you can ask yourself to really help you understand and strategize your pricing, I think today's episode is going to be very, very juicy for you. If you're having this dilemma between what should I price, and should I tell people my pricing up front, or should I hide it and tell them afterwards, right? And we're gonna go right into that. So depending on your target market and how you want to position yourself in the market, it will also influence the decision that you're making, right? So depending on what the type of business you are, how you want to position yourself in the market, that's going to influence the decision that you're going to make, whether to put your pricing on your website or not. But you got to think about your income goals as well, and your upfront investments, and how you want to be able to, move the business forward with the pricing that you have, the current pricing that you have right now, right? So it becomes tricky because we want, of course, if we think about some of the things that that you have bought in the past, let's say things that you have that are high end pricing and that you want, like you would really pay a high price for something, and then sometimes there's a product that you're looking for and then you're just looking for the cheapest price for it, right? And it also depends on like what type of business you want to be, right? So it really comes down to you. Pricing is really something very, very personal. And because it's very personal, you have to believe in the pricing that you have right now, right? So if you believe that the product and the service, that's the very first thing. You have to believe in the service, right? You have to believe in the product. You have to believe that what you offer and what you serve actually is worth what you're serving, right? And sometimes if you don't believe that your product is worth what it's actually worth, then you put it on yourself and you think, oh, I should be charging my worth, right? But in reality, you shouldn't be charging your worth, because you are invaluable. You're a human being, and you are infinitely like there's no dollar amount that you can put on the person that you are, and the person that that actually delivers the product, right? What you need to be putting a price tag is the actual value that the service provides to your ideal client, right? So what's the transformation within the product that's going to give, that's going to take someone from struggling with something to actually helping them with, and coming out on the other end with a result, right? And their problem solved. So the first question is that we want to understand who's my target market, right? So this comes from a standpoint of being very strategic, and this comes of, is your target market high end? Like, is really, have you done research on your service and the product that you're serving? Like, would my market actually pay for more expensive product, right? If not, then do you want to be a low end who is looking for like the cheapest product, right? So let me just clarify a little bit about that, right? So you want to understand who's your target market, right? Of course, your ideal client. And for example, Apple products. Apple products are for, high-end people who, like, entrepreneurs, people that are, looking for a high-quality product, right? And that's their target market. That's the people who they're targeting to, right? So they're not in the market to sell or discount their products, right? Like you barely see, you never see Apple discounting their iPhone, discounting their pricing, right? So that's their position in the market. In contrast, Walmart or some of these like Costco's and all these other places that do discount their products have a different target market, right? So really understanding your target market can actually influence the type of pricing that you have on your website, right? And then second is how do you want to position yourself in the market, right? So one thing is who you're targeting, and then the other thing is how do you want to position yourself in the market? Like, do you want to be a high-end product that can only, sell to one or two people and get high profit from it? Or do you want to sell to more than one or two people, like have multiple clients and have a lower end price, right? Or do you want to position yourself somewhere in the middle where you're not that high end, where you're not that low end, where you're like right in the middle in the juicy sweet spot, right? So you got to really think about how you want to position yourself in the market, right? And then the third question is, what are your income goals, right? So this is something that it can be obvious if you want, like, of course, you want to make more money, you're in business to make more money, but you want to, the thing that we do is that we don't think about our income goals and the things that we want to achieve for ourselves as business owners. And we don't put that in play, right? To actually, understand how your pricing plays a part in that, right? Because there's there's other expenses in your business than just you paying yourself, right? But we do have to actually know that paying ourselves is actually the number one thing that you should be thinking about, because you're in business to make money, right? So think about it as, having your CEO pay, right? If you don't know what your CEO pay is going to be on a month-to-month basis, it's going to be very, very hard for you to, understand if, like, the things that you want to buy for yourself. Like, you want to buy a car, do you want to buy a house? What are the goals that you want to achieve? So when you are like working hard on that project, right? When you are like pulling like hours from from whenever and like sacrificing other things to make your business run, you know that at the end, your business, like your income goals are going to be met. You're going to be able to achieve those things that you want to achieve with more ease. And then the number 4 is, what are the expenses to deliver your products and services, right? So when coming up with your pricing, you need to like take into consideration that there will be other expenses other than your business to fully run. So you must be able to keep track of your monthly, subscriptions, how you're paying your team, how much you're, paying yourself, and learning how to separate yourself from the business is very important for being a CEO. So what are the expenses that you're using to, be able to deliver the product or service that you're doing? So sometimes we do upfront investments, right? So that's number 5, right? Question number 5 is, what are the upfront investments that you have made in your business prior to being able to deliver this product, right? So maybe you are in business for 5 years from now, right? But you've been working your ass off for the past 5 years to develop this amazing product and service that you have, right? So what are the hours? Like, are you actually tracking your time to actually know and understand how much valuable this program that you have been creating for the past 5 years, how much time, effort, and energy you have put into that, right? You have to take into consideration that in order to be able to establish a pricing that feels good to you, right? At the end of the day, when you ask yourself these 5 questions, you have to understand that it has to feel good within you, within yourself, because pricing is very personal. But we also have to understand that in order to make a profit, in order to make a living and get the things that we want, have a business that actually brings joy to us, we got to separate ourselves from the business, right? It is personal, but at the same time, it's not personal. We have to like try to separate ourselves from the business, right? So that's the tricky part about pricing. It's like, how do I actually have a price that feels good to me, but at the same time brings profit, is able to, like, I can be able to, like, with the profit, I can be able to use it to reach my income goals and actually pay my team, pay for my my time and effort that I have been putting for the products and service, and also that it's like emotionally fit well with you, right? And it really takes time for you to get there. But I guess with these 5 questions that I'm asking you, if you sit down and actually do this and actually sit down and ask yourself, who's my target market? How do you want to position yourself in the market, right? And what are your income goals, right? What are the things that you want to set for yourself? And what are the expenses of the products and the services? And what are the upfront investments, right? Because sometimes there's the expenses of delivering the product, and then there's the upfront investments of the time and the energy and the things that you put into that product, right? So you have to understand that if you don't take all that into consideration, things are gonna be like feeling like you are undercharging or overcharging, right? But if you have clarity of these 5 things, and then you set a pricing that feels good to you, it actually using this framework and actually understanding the value and the effort that you're putting into your product and service can actually help you feel more good about how actually, putting a price on something that's going to be worth it, right? That's going to give you profit. That's going to give you the joy that you need, right? Because many times we're running this business and we're like, oh, undercharging and undercharging and undercharging. And then we feel depleted and we wonder why the heck we're not making enough money as we want to, right? Why we're not actually getting the things that we want for ourselves. Why we're not having the time and the freedom that we want for ourselves when we really got into this business for us to be able to accomplish those income goals, for us to be able to have that freedom and that flexibility that we want in our lives. So with that said, I'm gonna have you in the comments. Please tell me in the comments, what is one thing that you are gonna do different in your pricing today, right? If you can take these 5 questions and actually answer them, how can this actually, change your perspective on your pricing and really not worry so much whether or not you have it on your website or not, right? So that's the last question that I want to answer is, should I put my pricing on the website or should I not? That becomes a personal decision depending on the target market that you're trying to focus on, right? So for me, at the beginning, when I had low-end pricing and I was starting out, I was putting my pricing on my website. And the reason was because I wanted people who were ready, right? I wanted people who were ready to make the investment. And I didn't want people to book a call with me if they weren't ready of the type of investment that I made. But today I do it differently because I do need to see what are the type of, like, what is the person who I'm talking to before I can actually make the offer, right? So my prices are very different from when I started out. And it's because now I have a different type of requirement in order to be able to work with you on a website or on a coaching program that I have, right? So I don't just work with anyone, but I do have to, like, really get on that call, create that relationship with you and understand what are your needs in order to be able to offer that, right? So I have created a system for myself where I can be able to do that. So whether you put your pricing on your website or not, it really doesn't make a difference if you don't actually, take into consideration these 5 questions and, feel good with the pricing that you have, okay? So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. After the video, I will be on the comments and hanging out in here. You can catch me every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. We're gonna be coming with some great stuff in the next couple of months. The new program, the Profitable Website program, is coming soon. We're in the works. It's gonna happen, and please sign up for the wait list. It's janettoreno.com profitable wait. Actually, janettoreno.com wait list. Sign up for that, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the group, thank you so much for coming. If you're watching the replay, #replay, let me know that you have passed by, and thank you so much. I'll catch you next time. Bye.